got a dream and it's all I see. I got my team and it's all I need. I see them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me. See them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me.
I see him hating and it's fine by me. Got a dream and it's all I see. Got my team and it's all I need. See him hating and it's fine by me.
It's fine by me. Yeah, haters know I get a lot of.
Wait,
Hold up.
shit,
Haters know I got a lot of.
Wait.
Hold up.
shit.
Haters mad cause they get nada. Got a lot of dollars, look like I just hit the lotto. Rich, pop my collar, looking like a baller. Take shots like revolver, but the stroke so on no palmer. Don't tell me act right, I be in my bag like I be in the fast life. Blow money like a bag pipe. It's all I see. I got my team and it's all I need. I see them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me. See them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me.
I see him hating and it's fine by me. Got a dream and it's all I see. Got my team and it's all I need. See him hating and it's fine by me.
It's fine by me.
Boy, it's only buckets where I'm at, where I'm from. They don't tuck it, they just shoot dick buckets through the gap. You be sluggish at the bat, I be Kirby Puckett. Sticking House of Moan Brown, stuck it to the mat. Magic fingers, like I'm Stephon Diggs. I don't like my coffee black, I like it Tayshaun Prince. Hold on to the balls, just like Marshawn Lynch. In the whip, you ain't like the
I got a dream and it's all I see. I got my team and it's all I need. I see them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me. See them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me.
I see him hating and it's fine by me. Got a dream and it's all I see. Got my team and it's all I need. See him hating and it's fine by me.
It's fine by me.
I can see him hating, but it's all good. Say they hating 'cause I made it, 'cause they never thought I would.
I always knew I'd do it different since the day I started. When I was spitting all my lyrics, all I know is heartache. I need a medic who can feel so empathetic when I'm calling 9099. My list of fucking problems, take out those zeros cause I'm powered by a nine. And my favorite color's Nero, but I'm looking for a star who can shine away the pain that is coming up with this age. As I look back and I say, where did it go, why did I waste it? I grew up listening to music from 10 different genres. It never stopped me going crazy when the volume's up. And I always wanna be somebody who can tell his father I made it pops and I promise I'll look after mother. I'm making money but my money isn't back, and I'm always wondering if it will ever be everlasting. I'm always thinking about the issues of my past. Now my faith is on the edge, somebody go and call the pastor. I gave up weekends cause I need to take a chance. Now I'm working all the time on my music, I gotta act big. If
What's up, guys? Welcome back for another episode of the GhettoRig podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Eddie. To my left, we have my co-host Jay. Behind the cameras, Mr. Producer Man, Miguel, aka Miggy Miggy. And then before we get started, we're gonna mention our official sponsors, the UFC Gym Largo and Pinellas Park. We also have Vitality Wellness Center, both locations on Park Street and 4th Street. Go check those things out, guys. Links in the description. Let's get into it today, guys. I know Jay has some stuff he wanted to talk about. I'm sure Miguel maybe got a few things that he brought with us. What do you guys got for us today? I got some stuff too, but we'll take a look at that later.
Yeah, I was just gonna talk about the trip because I know we mentioned that I was flying out.
Yes, Mr. Medellin.
Yeah.
Just came back from Medellin. So what was your experience this time? It's kind of similar to the times before. Did you go anywhere new that you hadn't been in Medellin, that you hadn't been in Colombia yet?
So this time around, it was more like it felt more like being home.
Push this. Push this. The actual thing.
Okay, they're better.
It's sticking out, yeah.
So this time around felt more like a home, being at home, meaning like I kind of knew exactly where the streets are, the orientations. Even if I had 1 or 2 or 3 drinks, I didn't have to really think about what I'm doing, where I'm going. the coolest thing was the Airbnb. So the Airbnb was this entire building. The whole building was an Airbnb, almost like a hotel. It had only 4 units inside, 4 doors. First floor, they had a 7 bedroom, 7.5 bathroom unit with a pool, cascading pool. And the pool was kind of like in a basement area. So you would walk in, go downstairs, you had the pool, and then you had a pool table. Then the second floor was 6 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms with a jacuzzi inside the. So the pool and a jacuzzi were inside the units. And then the third floor had one door that was for 8.5, 8.5, and the other one was 3.5, and both each had jacuzzis in it. The whole thing about this was we made some contacts there. One of the receptionist people, the guy was pretty cool. We called him Bob Marley the entire time. He had badass dreadlocks. Their things were so big that he looked almost like an alien because he had a little cover over his dreadlocks.
Mm-hmm.
And he drove a scooter. We didn't know he drove a scooter. Like one of the last days, we saw him driving a scooter. I was like, bro, do you have to get a special hat for this? It's like, not special, but he showed me the hat. So he basically had to rip everything inside the motorcycle hat to fit his hair in. And he goes, even with fitting his hair in.
What do you mean the motorcycle hat?
Like a whole face hat, like a face mask motorcycle.
Nigga, you mean a helmet?
Yeah, the helmet.
Say that,
Yeah,
bro.
the helmet. But
Making me confused over here.
yeah, inside the helmet, everything was removed inside the helmet, so his hair would fit,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of makes
So
sense.
there was no padding inside the helmet.
No, so there was padding for his ears and the neck, but everything from here up, there was no padding at all.
That shit.
That's
What's the
dangerous.
point? There's
Well,
no point of that.
Remember, because his hair took up that space. So even if something would have happened, his hair would be the protection he needs.
Yeah, but the hair is not the way they build the padding in a helmet is on purpose, like,
Yeah.
to take the shock. I mean, yeah, it's not gonna be as efficient. It's definitely better than not wearing a
Yeah.
helmet at all. I mean, do they enforce those laws there in Colombia, like forcing the people to wear helmets?
I didn't see a single person on a scooter or motorcycle not having a helmet, so I'm gonna assume that yes.
Or maybe they just care for their lives that much because people are so
Yeah.
reckless driving. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because they have a lot of motorcycle accident fatalities. A lot. City itself has 5 million inhabitants, and it's a smaller city in comparison. It's to the point there's so much traffic, there's so many cars that households usually, like people that got some kind of money, they'll end up getting 2 cars because you can drive your car only on a specific day of the week, depending on the license plate number that you have,
Okay.
because there's just so many cars.
Encouraging carpooling and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. So we talked to the guy, kind of, and then the funny part was when we walked in, he's like, "Yeah, my name is Jesse, and he goes, "Guys, I'm here, take care of everything you need," and I mean everything you need, like that. So it's kind of funny. So then he's like, "Yeah, man, anytime you're looking for a crib or paddle like that, you get a bunch of people in." He goes, "Here's my contact number. Just contact me direct, as opposed to going through Airbnb. We can always set this up." But the point of this is, if you're taking a huge group there, 24 people that need 24 separate rooms with their own bathrooms, they would literally like rent you the entire fucking thing.
I wonder how much it would be.
Well, ours was $1,500 through Airbnb, and he said if you rented it with us, it would have been $200 to $300 less. So if that's $1,500, the other one is a little bit bigger, and the top ones are gonna be more. So I'm thinking about $4,500 with all the discounts and everything for 24 people. That's $200 a person, which would be cheaper than what we paid through Airbnb
Yeah.
per person, and that was for 3
Do you
nights.
prefer the Airbnb or hotel experience when going to Colombia?
So here's the thing with the hotel experience. If you're on your own, I would definitely say get the hotel. If there's 2 people going, definitely get the hotel. But if there's more than 2, actually, if you're on your own, get the hotel. But if you're not on your own, you got more people with you, get the Airbnb. It's a little bit less intrusive, right?
More comfortable.
More comfortable. And the thing was, like, it was 1 block, literally 1 block away from the main road that goes into the whole party scene, right?
How far were you guys staying from where we stayed last time?
Oh, how far? Bro, last time, if you remember, we would get out from the hotel, just kind of come up and then go follow the river around and then just go down.
Uh-huh.
Like, literally, like, we're 1 block away from that main road we will go to.
Okay.
Make sense?
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
like, it was
Next
badass.
to Parquilleras?
It was right across from it. So if you would cross it, and continue. Like, if you got out of the main door, cross the street, cross the block, cross another street, that's Parquejeras.
Nice. So it's real close, just like we were.
Yes. Well, no, this time was much closer.
I mean, we were only a few blocks.
Yeah, we're
the
like about
first time.
10, 15 minutes of walking away last time. This time we're literally like 5 minutes away, and that's if you were taking your time and crossing the street properly, right?
Yeah. What I always found interesting when we went was how cheap the Ubers were. Like,
Yeah.
that shit was funny, man. Like, you literally were paying $3 with tip.
Yeah, and because of my card, the card that I have, I paid for Uber, and I didn't get a single fucking charge because my card returned all the money. Like, my card gives me money back up
Yeah.
to $15 for each ride. Not a single Uber ride was charged on my card.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was pretty cheap. And then, so talking about experiences, man. So we went to this place, it's called Octava Maravilla. If you want to pull it up, Miggy, on a Google Maps while I talk about it. So basically, the owners own at the very least 2 restaurants. One is, and they're both on top of the mountain, right? One is a little bit lower, one is a little bit higher. The one a little bit higher has better food. The one a little bit lower has the better views. So we went to that one. We're supposed to make it there during the day, but we didn't make it during the day. We got there around 6 p.m., which was night, which was kind of cool because then our table was literally set up right in front where you can see the entire city and all the lights lit up, right? So this was our view. This was literally our view.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool view, good food. I mean, talking about the restaurants, bro. And then when we were coming back, we went to a Venezuelan restaurant in Orlando, right? The stark difference between the service that you're getting there versus the service you're getting here, I can't even begin to describe it. Like, over there, you had people for different things. They would run around. Somebody brought you the forks and knives. Somebody came around there to right away demonstrate desserts. Somebody came around there to tell you about the Wi-Fi. Somebody came around to tell you about the menu. Like, there was constantly people around. Never for once we had to stop and ask for everything, because every time you wanted to ask for something, somebody was there standing to get you what you need.
Do you like that though? Do you like having someone that's that like attentive? Because
Yeah.
I personally don't. I like it when they're attentive enough to know that, hey, they probably need something, but I don't like someone checking up on me every 2 minutes. Like,
But that is the thing. They were not checking up on you. They would just be around. And the minute you raise your hand and just kind of start looking around, they immediately catch your eyes. And if you need them, you call them. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So they were not there to check on you if you're doing okay or not. They maybe ask you once or twice, how's everybody doing during the meal and the drinks. But other than that, bro, they were just kind of new. When drinks are running low, they would just bring a picture right away. Hey, need more water? You know what I mean? Things like that.
Was this the horse place?
No, this was not the horse place. This was on Saturday. Now, if you go to the videos, now the horse place, bro, with the exception of Guatapé, and only the part of Guatapé when you're on top of the rock overlooking the entire area, just that part, not going up and going down or the drive there.
so this
right?
is the video that Jay.
This is the video, yeah. This was inside the restaurant. So we're sitting on the second floor, and they had many animals, including a cow, a bull, actually, llama, a little pony. Yeah. So this was kind of cool. This was the first horse that came around.
Horse dancing in the middle of the restaurant? That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
And they had these horses trained to dance to the beat of the actual song that was playing. So as their feet are hitting, you can catch the beat match to it. This one was cool. If you want to fast forward to this a little bit, kind of get an idea, I want you to get to the second horse. So with the second horse, the guy that was riding the horse also was singing. And they had 4 horses in total that came through. And one of the horses was like, you know, doing little, you know how you kind of like, you know, people take their head down and take their hat off to say thank you to the crowd. That's what the horses were doing too.
I don't know. I'd be kind of sketched to be sitting like right there.
In the middle?
Yeah, horses are big as fuck.
Yeah.
It probably takes years for them to train them.
Yeah, so there's a special way to train them. Apparently, I looked
I've
into
heard it's
this.
pretty cruel.
They say it's pretty cruel, but in reality, like yes and no, depends who you ask and if they're doing it correctly. So there's usually a barrel. They put a barrel, and they make the horse go around the barrel. That's the cruel part. They don't break their legs. They don't do any of that shit like
Yeah.
people say. They make them go around the barrel constantly. And going around the barrel, depending on direction and how slow or fast the horse is going, horse naturally starts developing that type of walking, and he just gets stuck, right? So is it cruel? Yes, because the horse is not natural doing what they're supposed to do, but it is not what you would expect it is. And that experience was probably the coolest I've experienced in Colombia out of all the experiences.
Dude, so you can just train your horse to be a dog?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That's hilarious.
And the cool part was it was like one of the horses, you could tell he had a little wild hair in him. Like he didn't like to listen to the guy, or like he didn't like to be told what to do, but he was doing it anyway. You know what I mean?
Here's
So-
a video of them kind of.
Yeah, and a lot of times their mouths froth because they're really not going fast, but they're moving their legs so fast. Their heart rates, I'm sure, are constantly like super high, right? So that was probably one. As I said, that's like it's so good. Like when I go back there, would I go to Guatape again? Probably not. But would I go to that restaurant at least once on my trip? Yes. And the food was amazing. The food was really, really, really good.
I feel like that's what really matters.
Yeah, food was amazing. It wasn't just a show and food was okay. Their food was great too. Probably the best we've had there.
We went to Texas to Brazil, not Texas, Brazil, Terra Gaucho this weekend. It was good. I
Yeah.
liked it.
They're got good. Other than that, man, everything's super cheap, right?
That's
So-
what I love about Colombia. Is when we went
Like,
there,
it's
we
so
didn't
super
spend-
cheap,
You
man.
guys did a little bit of
money.
clubbing as well.
Yeah, clubbing was super cheap, bro. I mean, we're buying bottles left and right, and in a badass nightclubs. I mean, a bottle in Macallan 12 was $500 with a table with all the fixings and everything.
Yeah, Macallan 12.
Macallan 12 is usually what, about $250 here in a store, right?
No, Macallan 12. No, Macallan 12 is like a $70-$80 bottle in the
No.
store. Yeah,
12, no.
$80 bottle.
Look it up. Look it up.
Macallan 12. You can get it for $80.
Was that whiskey?
Yeah, 12 year.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like right
Empty
there.
bottles are $20.
Goddamn.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
Go to
just-
Total Wines. Just at Total Wine, and it will show you a price.
$70.
Yeah. Okay. Well, $70, right? It was 500 with all the having the best section next to the DJ. You know what I mean?
I mean, in a club, you're paying way more for anything,
Yeah.
regardless.
Well, this bottle will bring $1,000 here. That's my point.
I don't know about 1,000. I mean, with the section and everything, maybe.
Yeah.
But
So-
usually, what like the way they work here is like from what I've seen is they tell you have to just spend like a minimum.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. That's
So you-
exactly
you
how.
put that towards your
Mhm.
bottles, and usually like at least $300 to $400 or something like that
Mhm.
minimum. And when some of the small
Yep,
clubs I've
yep,
been to,
yep.
and that'll get you two of the basic bottles.
And the $400 minimum was in one of the best nightclubs in Medellin.
yeah, no
So-
$400 minimum is with the shitty nightclubs here.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Over there was the best nightclub, right? So it was pretty cool. You know, obviously, and you know what I noticed this time? I paid a little more attention this time. One of the places we went to meet my teacher, it was a coffee place. Their
you met up
prices,
with her again?
yeah. Their prices were exactly the same. That because it was a high end place. Their prices were exactly the same as here. You would pay the same exact thing here for the same thing as over there. So clearly they have places like that too that amount to our
Yeah.
prices.
You also said that from the time we went to the time that you went after that, it got a lot more expensive.
Oh yeah, it's a lot more expensive. You can tell just by looking at the menu. You can tell like the prices have gone up at least by 2
It's
times
the amount
everywhere.
of tourists going.
Huh?
Probably the amount of tourists going.
I think just in general because we did go around to different areas as well of not that are not as expensive, and yes, and they were not touristy areas
Yeah.
per se. and the
But
prices are still high.
regardless, like tourism brings more money to
It
the
does.
economy in general, so
It
it,
does.
doesn't necessarily mean it's only going to make the touristy areas more expensive.
Correct.
It can make the other areas
Correct.
more expensive because the people are making more money.
Correct. So overall, the experience was very positive. You know what I noticed? A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Colombia's got a lot of hookers, this and that, this and that, this and that." It's not that they have a lot of them, right? I think it's
They have the best.
no. I think it's the concentration in one specific area that makes it look a lot.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Because
Carlos Miller brought up a good point on the Shay Shay podcast. He said that they should legalize medical prostitution.
Medical prostitution.
Yeah,
what
that's
does it, what does it mean to be medical?
He
What?
said
I
he,
think-
he said that prostitution is fine. It's just that it's not regulated. They need to regulate it.
I
But
think in
medical.
Germany or Holland, that's like if you're like handicapped, like in a wheelchair, government will pay you to get one or two prostitutes a year.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, government actually like it's part of your health care.
They don't want to give a man blue balls.
Yeah.
Or
But what I
girl,
was
guess.
saying, like, as long
When you
if you're
put
not
it
hanging
that
out, if
way.
you're not if you're not hanging out in a Parquilleras area, right, which is very well known, like if you want to say somebody, oh, I went to Medellin, you kind of ask them where's Parquilleras because one of the most famous parks that they have, right? Because it's a good way of orientation where you are in the city. If you're not within that park, because that's where they really concentrate in the nightclubs around that park, that's where
Yeah.
the working girls concentrate. Literally, you step away a block away, that's still a party scene just as big, but you don't have them there,
Yeah.
right? And I kind of sat down and I was like, all right, well, let's just do the numbers, right? The city has 5 million inhabitants. Let's say 25% of it is young people between ages of 18 to 35, right? It's a fair assessment.
I don't know. You never know. You never know. What is 18? Like, go to the demographics in Colombia, Medellin.
Oh, and then cool thing was,
So you have between the ages of 20 and 29, 442,000 people.
400, yeah. So that's
This
about
was
right.
back in 2018 as well, but
Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so half of them are men and half of them are women, right? Like there's more women there than men, right? So let's say 200 some thousand are women, right? And the working girls fly in for the weekend from all over the place because it's pretty cheap to fly within the actual city. So they'll fly in. So there's not that many working girls. It's just the same girls that are there at all times, right? Majority of people don't do this shit. It's just because it's up and open and in your face. A lot of people think that that's big issue there, but it's really not, right? Because as I said, if you walk anywhere else in a city, you don't see them, right? So overall, I think
2.3 million population. That's what it was saying.
well, the guy
2.3.
said our driver said it's 5 million. So he's probably counting not just Medellin. He's counting Bello, Copacabana, Rio Negro. He's counting all those little cities that are around as well, which is like, hop skip away pretty much. Like the actual, entire area. The metropolitan area.
Yeah.
So overall, this time around experience was very, very positive. Our driver was my teacher's cousin. One of the
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, one of the coolest dudes we've ever seen because we had him with us going pretty much everywhere, to the nightclubs, to the restaurants, from whatever to whatever. Awesome driver, bro. Like he knew exactly where to go, where to get, where to find. You would have liked him, guys, because he's big into chiefing. You know what I mean? So that was never a problem if anybody would ever want to chief, but our group doesn't. But he.
What are
he
you
was-
looking up here, Miguel?
So this is in recent news. Elon Musk has been put in charge by the man himself, DJ Trump, and it is opening up a new department called the Department of Government Efficiency, and
And he's running with
its
Ramaswamy.
point is to basically
Cut government spending.
yes, but to kind of weed out the deep state. That's
Mhm.
kind of what I've seen from the past like
Yeah.
2 articles that I've read on it.
I think that's a fancy word to saying cut spending, basically.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah. Which, as we know, the way Musk approaches things, he just fire everyone, and then
Oh
when you don't have
shit!
enough,
I just
hire him back.
noticed it.
What?
Department of Government Efficiency, acronym Doge,
Oh, that's funny.
like Dogecoin. This dude is a fucking menace. Somebody stop him.
He is officially a supervillain
He's officially the super troll, bro. He's like the official super troll.
because now he got the government trolling.
Bro.
It is Doge. Oh,
Let's read a little bit. Let's
God.
read a little bit into this
That's
article.
crazy.
Let's read a little bit into this article so we can get a further understanding on what this is. So, President-elect Donald Trump has tapped Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to head a new government agency focused on regulating federal spending. In a statement released Tuesday, Trump referred to the new agency as the Department of Government Efficiency, acronym DOGE. That is an apparent wink to the dog-themed cryptocurrency by the same name that started as a joke and skyrocketed after Musk promoted it. While it is not yet clear whether this entity will exist within the federal government or outside, an official government agency cannot be created without an act of Congress. Together, these two wonderful Americans will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy / excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies essential to the Save America movement, Trump wrote. I look forward to Elon and Vivek making changes to the federal bureaucracy with an eye on efficiency and at the same time making life better for all Americans. The move by Trump marks another deviation from political tradition in assembling a new administration. It's also a continuation of Trump's relationship with both Musk and Ramaswamy, businessmen who are both relatively new to politics but have become close allies of the incumbent president. I think that's enough to get a general gist of what we're talking about here.
So Musk's strategy always been fire as many people as you possibly can, and then if like shit starts breaking, then start slowly
So
hiring
he
people
definitely
back.
gets along with Trump because that's kind of what he's known for.
Yeah.
You're fired.
So this might be a good thing, might
And
be
you
a
ain't
bad
getting
thing.
paid your last paycheck.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true because I know they had layoffs in Tesla, and one of the people that got laid off. This is information coming, like it's good information
You know-
coming. They got like a badass severance package,
You
like
know,
a 20K severance package.
I think I don't know if this is real or not. I may be mistaken, but family member of ours that used to work in airplanes
Uh-huh.
apparently did some work under the Trump's business and never got paid for it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's funny that you hear about it, right? And then you know someone that actually didn't get paid by this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about Tesla, right? Tesla company itself, they give you severance packages anytime they fire you, basically. But
Any
we'll
big
see.
com-
We'll
any
see
big
how this
company
is gonna
does.
go. This is
You
interesting.
think so, but it's not as common as you think. The severance package thing.
Like
Mm.
big companies.
No,
if you're in a position,
Yeah.
If you're in a high position, I
Not
can
high
see it
position,
happening, but-
mid-level positions. Mid-level
Yeah.
positions, you're getting some. So this is gonna be interesting in a sense that he's got more experience now, right? And have you seen the stock market? Bro, stock market has been soaring, literally soaring. So I don't know how is this gonna end. What is gonna happen? I don't know. This is a very, very interesting time for America, I think.
You're looking at that MacBook stuff there, and I was thinking today, because I saw one of their commercials for their new Mac Mini, and I kept thinking in my head, like, damn, these motherfuckers messed up. They should like waited to grab my shit for like a month, because it's like the same price as the one they got for me at work.
Yeah.
But it's way better.
yeah. I just recommended this computer as well to somebody recently.
I'm gonna
Like
be honest.
2 days ago, I was like, just wait till it comes out. The only downside is that you don't get the USB-CAs, but
Yeah, that is actually the one only downside I saw. But you do get front I/O now. It's not only back I/O. You get front I/O stuff. You
it's
get
just a bit annoying that they're kind of just pushing you to get that other fucking
Adapter,
Like,
yeah.
it's unnecessary. Just add it onto the computer.
right. And I agree. I think it should still be there. Also, another cool thing they added, which was some people were annoyed about, was the previous Mac Minis couldn't power more than 2 monitors at a time, and the new one can do 3.
Okay,
So,
so that's a nice upgrade.
16 gigs of RAM on the
That's
base
a nice
model.
upgrade for the people that do use 3 monitors.
I
Most
mean-
people are only really using 1 or 2.
Yeah, but I just found, you saw how I have mine set up. how I had like the preview windows on the top and then like all my controls on the bottom. I could see how that could be really useful. I mean, I liked it today because it blows up everything, right? Everything has now become bigger, and especially when you're making your edits on your timeline, things are much more clear. It's not like you misclicking shit, you know, because it's smaller. Which I like it that way. And in theory, I could use three. I could use all three of my monitors and do a setup like that where Premiere is spread across multiple monitors. I think the coolest, not the coolest, but the most needed upgrade was that base model now having 16 gigs of RAM instead of 8. Because editing programs take up a lot of fucking RAM.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 is nowhere near enough. I was editing in Lightroom.
Again, just another way for them to get you to spend a little extra money.
Yeah, but now it's not, right? Now it's not, right? It's the same price, same base price for a way better product. It's smaller too, and it comes with a new chip. But I was telling Austin about this when we were at work, and that I was editing here at my house the other day using Lightroom, and that shit was using 20 gigs of RAM. 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? It's not even Premiere, right? It's Lightroom, so it's probably using less, you would think. 20 gigs it was using. My shit was lagging. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, never in my life did I think I would need 64 gigs. Now I do.
My computer lags.
So now, guys, that you've been in this industry, does that make you want to go to Mac route? Because Mac is like the gold standard for computers.
Ready? I was just about to say this. Now I have a little more respect for Mac, right? In the sense where I can see how good of a workhorse it is for specs, like, you know, pound for pound, right? When it comes to editing work. Because if you were to build a computer that's a PC with the same specs that we have of our MacBooks at work, it will not do dog shit. And I mean, I say that confidently. Put 8 gigs on a desktop and the same spec like APU that they have in the or similar spec, right? You're not gonna find the same because they're proprietary processor, but try and find something similar. I guarantee it's not gonna perform the same.
Yeah, because they're optimized to the nth degree.
Yeah, especially for creators.
I think it's like the lightness of the UI, like the actual lightness of the UI that makes
it's the optimization for the application.
For the application.
Yeah, just like if you were to try and take a Mac and make it game, it ain't gonna.
Yeah, it ain't gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. Versus the other way around.
Well, first of all, good luck finding games that work on a Mac to begin
That's
with.
another thing. There are a few though.
There have been a lot.
They made Fortnite now.
Yeah.
Fortnite, and you can play Fortnite on the Mac. It plays like dog shit. I'm assuming though.
There's a lot bigger games have adapted to it. You got games like Dota, League of Legends.
You can play
CS:GO.
Minecraft.
You got a couple different games that'll run it.
Yeah, but the funny part was I remember, I think it was like Diablo or something like that they showed off on one of their games that they could play games, some shit like that.
Maybe.
On one of their
Diablo's
advertisements.
on everything. You can play
and
that
then
shit on
someone
an
did it,
Xbox.
got that computer, and they wouldn't run it.
You know what's like? You know what the funny thing is for me? Like, especially if if Mac is something that you're gonna use with your work and it's like much better for your work, but then you're also a gamer. So what do? Do you buy 2 computers, one for work and one for like gaming?
No, you buy one
You have
computer.
to spend the extra money.
You buy one computer that can do it all. My computer can do it all. I have no issues with my computer editing or anything like that. No.
So you just go to which channel you if you're a gamer, you go the Windows route no matter what. That's basics.
Yeah. If gaming is even in your question of like you want to use your thing for gaming, you have to go Windows.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you're not gaming at all and all you're doing is content creation, I would say I would really actually beg the question, why even consider a PC?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
why even consider it?
Yeah, I see it. I can
You
see
know,
that 100%.
Pound for pound, price value, all that stuff, is definitely Mac. Mac has it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you, I had zero like confidence in using a Mac, but then now that I've used it at work, the machine works great.
I think with the Mac is the initial getting used to Mac.
And that shit's messing me up. I come home and I'm clicking Windows button to do shit, and that don't work.
Yeah, that don't work. Yeah.
And it messes me up. You know, like, or for example, you know how the closeout windows is on the top left versus the top right. Like,
So you automatically go in there.
Yeah, I'm going to the wrong side. It messes you up a little bit going back and forth. But I will say there's one thing that I'm like, yo, this is fucking nice, is integration with the iPhone.
Yes.
Integration with the iPhone.
It's so seamless.
Like, my text messages come up on my Mac. I don't have to pull my phone out when someone texts me. Yeah. Right? I can just answer it on my computer and go back to work right away. I don't have to kind of like diverge myself even more than what I would just by answering the text. So that's nice. I really like that. The machine is super fucking small. Like the computer is this big, and
Like
then
tiny, yeah.
the new one is even smaller. It's
Yeah.
literally a 5x5, and then it's just a little thicker.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really small. The new one. I mean, it's really good.
To me, there it's crazy how they did their cooling, right? Like their cooling, because that small of a machine that's running super heavy applications is able to cool and not overheat. To me, that's crazy. Like the heat dispersion.
I think that's the whole reason for like the full metal body,
Yeah.
because it helps with heat dissipation.
Yeah, dissipation.
So
too.
that's actually the number one thing I think Mac has so far is not cooling efficiency, but cool not as a whole, but in the specific factor of staying quiet.
Mm-hmm.
These things can be at full blast and they don't make a single sound.
Yeah.
Which you can't say the same about a Windows computer.
Yeah.
We literally, one of our coworkers has a computer that we call the sack top, and that shit literally sounds like a plane is about to take off. And it's funny too, because the times it's loudest is when he walks out of the room. Like he'll go to do something else, and we're sitting in there for like 5 minutes, and he's not there, and out of nowhere his computer just, and it just fucking starts going off like it's about to take off.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
This is a post from 2006 from Apple Discussions posts, but it's kind of crazy just to think about the technology when you hear this. Apple have carefully engineered the Mac Mini to make use of the base as a heatsink, transferring kinetic energy from within the system down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like that's exactly that's what I was saying. I think the body has a lot to do with that. Why it's made out of metal. The actual case is the heatsink, which is very very smart of them to implement, because it does exactly what they've done: is save space and make the product smaller.
Well, the whole thing is not only it's the heat sink. Right? You would think, oh, okay, well, the body gets hot. The body doesn't really get hot. You can have it on your lap, and it's not like it's. Yeah, it's warm, but it's not hot. Then it's making you sweat.
Not true. With MacBooks.
MacBooks is different though. Yeah.
MacBooks, the bitches get hot.
Yeah.
The bitches get hot on your lap, like the nice ones when you're doing shit. They get nice and toasty on your lap, and then that happens to, like, for example, my sister's laptop. She has a laptop that has a graphics card in it, and then it has a metal construction, right?
I know my Mac Mini definitely got pretty warm when I started using it for video editing.
Your Mac Mini or your MacBook?
Or MacBook, sorry.
Your MacBook, right? It gets a little toasty, huh?
Yeah.
Especially to have it on your lap, it gets a little toasty. The Mac Mini though, the desktop, I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I haven't felt anything.
What you got, Miggy, with us? What you got for us today?
Oh, I mean, I was looking stuff up here.
Oh, I did see something that kind of redeemed RWB, Akira Nakai, the guy we were talking about that customizes the Porsches.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people, including me, were throwing hate on that man for the clip of the tow hitch, right? The tow hitch. Everyone's talking about that fucking tow hook, right? He did not want to do that. The customer wanted dearly for the car to be done for photos and all this stuff, and there was an oil cooler in the way of the original tow bracket. And they were going to do it the correct way, but didn't have the time to do so. And Akita apparently reluctantly literally super glued the thing on just to have the car ready for a show, I think is what it was, or some car shoot, something like that, right? That the guy that did the video, like letting people know about this, he had another RWB, and he was like, all right, let's see if this one's got a super glued, and he grabbed it and he just yanked super hard and didn't go nowhere. He's like, that's bolted in, guys. Like, that's how he does it, you know? And letting people know that was something that he didn't even want to do.
Isn't fucking internet so quick to come out and fucking tell somebody's work is shit, even though none of them combined would have the fucking 10% of the experience or the skill level to do anything similar to that guy. Like, and they just throw fucking hate at somebody that's been doing this shit for years and years. I was
definitely hating.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, you can't. It's hard not to hate on the super good toe hook.
Come on, man. Like, you can't. Like, experience means something. You know, this whole idea is like, I don't give a fuck how old they are, what kind of experience they have.
That's horseshit. Ready? The hate is on, like, we thought this is the way he was doing it and delivering his finished product.
Yeah,
that's the hate.
Yeah, which was a premature hate. Yeah, the prematurely.
We didn't have the full context, but I mean, in a story like that, sometimes you don't think you need it, right? So that's the issue.
Yeah, prematurely hate-related.
But yeah, I saw a guy came out and said that was not the way he wanted to do it. and it was just because they wanted to have the car ready, basically, and there was something in the way of the original mounting. I thought that was interesting because we talked hella shit, or I talked hella shit
Yeah,
on here.
and I was defending him.
You were defending him about him and his ways.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's his way. If you don't like it, then don't take it to him.
And even the funny part was that isn't his way.
Yeah. There you
What
go.
you got, Miguel? See you looking at
Netflix
something here.
says they got 70 million monthly active users on ad-supported plan.
Whoa. So you're telling me the people watching ads on Netflix?
Yep.
Yeah,
What's the difference in price, homie?
it's like $7 more. It's like twice the amount.
I'll pay the fucking.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I do.
I'll
I'd
pay the
rather
money.
not. I know somebody, Chase, if you're watching, that doesn't pay for any fucking subscriptions at all. He doesn't like to pay for any. He says LeBron don't pay for none, so he ain't gonna pay for none either.
Yeah, LeBron don't pay me. Yeah, right. LeBron probably pays like 20 Netflix accounts across his whole
He doesn't
family.
even
said-
know what's
yeah.
going on.
He said
LeBron needs that Rocket Money app.
He
just
said
to make
LeBron
sure it's
don't
cleaned
pay
up.
for Spotify, so I'm not gonna.
20,000 Netflix.
LeBron don't pay for Spotify. LeBron got a status and the fame not to pay for fucking Spotify. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
you
right.
can't
he
compare
pays for
yourself.
all that shit.
He probably pays for all
He
that shit.
pays
Doesn't
for all
even
that
know.
shit.
They're like, oh, we can see he's got 15 Spotify accounts. Let's give him one
How
for
many
free and
subscriptions
pretend
do
he
you
doesn't.
think you have?
Bro, that's money
Oh, a lot.
that's money that he doesn't fucking
Do you-
see at all.
Do you think
Yeah.
that you have more than $300 coming out of your account monthly on just
No,
subscriptions?
I don't think so. No.
200.
No. Okay. When you say subscriptions, what are you counting as subscription?
Anything subscription.
Amazon, Netflix.
Okay, ready? I'll exclude things things like-
colognes.
things like jujitsu. I'll
Because, okay,
exclude
if you
things like that.
exploit it, yeah, no.
Exclude jujitsu. I'm saying things like, for example, I pay for
'Cause
Crunchyroll.
that's what I'm saying. What do you consider subscription?
Ready,
You
I-
consider a mortgage a subscription. You know what I mean?
Oh, no mortgage is
It
not-
is kind of a subscription.
for life.
Yeah.
I pay for Crunchyroll. I pay for like Xbox Game Pass. I pay for Discord. I pay for like a few things across the board. I have like Adobe Creative Cloud for school and work, whatever.
Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Insta, Meta, right?
You pay for that, the check mark.
Yeah. So that's 4.
Oh shit.
And what else? And that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Really? None. There's got to be more than that. Do you pay for storage with iPhone with Apple?
Yeah, iPhone storage.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
iPhone storage, so 5.
You pay for Apple Music?
No. YouTube?
You pay for the premium with YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
There you go. These just start adding up, bro. When you start
Yeah.
talking about this, you're like, damn,
What
I
else?
actually might pay $200 in subscriptions every
Like
month.
what else? What else? Let's do again.
Amazon.
That's 6 each.
Maybe
let's
we
say
need to get you
$15.
the Rocket Money app, bro.
No, that's 6
Advertisements.
Yeah.
Six at $15, let's say on average per each.
Yeah.
So you're looking at what, $60, $90 total? Yeah. Subscriptions.
Yeah, it's crazy how you look at it. Like, damn, do
Yeah.
I pay that 12 times a year? Damn, so I spent, oh, shit. You're like,
But like, Amazon Prime is because you're getting the shit delivered for free.
Amazon Prime is the one that definitely gets you your money back.
Yeah, and then you have Amazon Prime movies and videos. Even if you don't watch them, you still got them.
And I watch them. I like some
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
I don't pay for that shit, though,
Hulu, my Hulu is a package deal with Disney,
in ESPN.
ESPN, and Hulu.
Oh, so you get to watch like you get like the UFC fight nights even with that, with
Yeah.
ESPN.
Mm-hmm. I never pay for UFC, the
Pay-per-views.
pay-per-views. What else? Yeah, I can't think of anything else that could be a subscription.
Let's see.
Yeah, I have all that stuff that I just mentioned.
He has I do remember him briefly telling me that he does use this one renewable service that gets him a ticket to Medellin every 3 months.
Honestly, like here's the thing: if I didn't go out as much to places, I could
Oh, I-
probably solidly go to Medellin for every 3 months for a month, right? For a month, and I
Jay-
would
Jay
probably
right
spend
now-
the same amount of money.
Let me tell you what Jay's actually thinking right now. If I wouldn't have gone on all those trips, I probably could be living in Medellin. for
Well,
all
no,
that.
because we just looked at so a badass crib. Don't ask me how I know this. I know this.
In Medellin,
A
60K,
badass crib with a
50K?
view overlooking the entire lit up city. 2 bedrooms, badass pad.
60K, 50K.
$1,000 a month for rent.
$1,000 a month for
with
rent.
gate and everything. No matter, there could be an atomic bomb exploding that will not let you into the gate
in Medellin.
in Medellin.
But $1,000
Gated community, you're saying?
Gated community and all.
Yeah,
An
that's
extremely
that's what
safe
bringing up
area.
the price there.
Yeah, an extremely safe area. For
That's
what
the only
if-
reason
what-
it's $1,000.
Yeah, what if
Yeah.
I don't need the gated community?
for $400 a month, you can have somebody that's gonna come in and clean the shit out of your house, literally like a spider, crawl up on a fucking windows, clean the top of the fucking, clean the little metal thingies that your curtains sit on. Like I'm talking about everything. Wash and fold your clothes while you're like literally like all this can be done for like under $400 a month. You know what I mean? Like the cost of living there, like a badass crib, a badass pad there in the center of the town is between 150 to $200,000. Brand new construction.
It's pretty good.
I've
That's
always
pretty hefty. I thought
wondered-
it'd be less than that.
I've always wondered.
No, that's
with-
that. This is all we're talking about. Gated community and everything. Like you're not just getting this, right?
I wonder how these people like have finally acquired that cheat code where they're able to like live there, but they have the understanding of I can make a lot more money by working as if I'm in the US.
Yeah, a lot of people that work online. Let's say if you're making $7,000 a month, you can literally live there like a fucking royalty king. Literally, like a royalty king. I mean, that would equate you
Well,
making.
we can kind of work remotely. We can get some accounts in Medellin. Go out there and just work out there, bro.
Yeah, you can with 7,000. That would probably equate you
Shoot some content.
making close to $30,000 here. That's what the lifestyle. If you can imagine what the $30,000 lifestyle can get you, that's what $7,000 will get you there. And $30,000 it puts you right up there with top 5% of United States earners. Top 5%.
What? How much?
$30,000 a month.
Oh, $30,000 a month. Yeah.
A month. Yeah. Like you're living a good fucking life. And that's gonna include you never cooking at your house for lunch, breakfast, or dinner. That's gonna include you never worrying about transportation, never worrying about what nightclub you went to and how much money you spent. You know?
I don't know if I'd ever be able to do something like that where I'm just able to completely detach and just go live on my own in a different country where I don't know anyone.
I think
That'd be very difficult for me.
I think as a young person, you need to concentrate on your fucking money and forget bitches. Just concentrate on your money and your craft to get where you need to go. And then around when your 30s hit, like between 30 to 35, when you already made it, like you got that kind of money, you have the opportunity to live like wherever you want and work remotely. I say at 35, go to Medellin and live there. If nothing is holding you back. At 30, 35, if you're making decent amount of money, go there and live there for at least 10 years and then come back.
I feel like that, like thinking about what Miguel said though, like it still sucks. Like, what are you gonna do without other people around? You know
No,
what I mean? Like,
here's the thing. We actually talked about this. Go ahead.
you know, at the end of the day, like, I like this guy. He was talking about. He's got this story of, basically, he was talking with his friend, whatever, and his friend told him like, oh, you're one of those friends that I have, right? That if I was in the shit, like you're like one of the like 2 or 3 people I would call, right? And he goes like, his friend responded to him kind of like angry, like I'd expect so. I'd expect for you to call me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, I'd expect for you not to rob me of the honor of going through the mud with you, right? And so that just makes me think of like, not what good, but like there's a lot of missing out in the process of life if you didn't have no one around you to either enjoy it or not, maybe sometimes not enjoy it.
So, to be honest with you, bro, because when I moved here at 18, I had a lot of friends in Lithuania. And one of my things was, what about all my friends and this and that? And this was probably one of the best advice I've received ever in my entire life. And the advice basically was like, by doing this, you'll know who your real friends are. And I've been in the United States for 25 years now. And there, on one hand, I can count how many people I still in contact with from back home that were supposed to be my best friends, right? And there's only one that I still talk to. That's it. Rest of them, they kind of fell off the wagon. Like, it's just, I mean, social media has brought some people back, but because a little more closer reach. But someone that's like actually I'm constantly in touch with, there's only one person.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like 18 is still young enough though, where it's not like your process
Yeah.
has started. You know what I mean? Like
y-
you're just getting out of grade school.
Well,
really,
here's
so.
was the thing, right? We're talking about this on the way back, and we're saying like if I was there for more than 5 days, you would get bored because you're used to certain type of a routine here and certain type of a living here that over there it would get like, okay, now it's boring. You know,
Things will get stale.
things are getting stale, right? Like every vacation you go, it's always fun the first 3 4 days. It's not enough if you come back between after the first 3 4 days. After 5 days, you're kind of like, yeah, I think I've had enough for a little bit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
But that's what I'm saying as well. When it comes to moving to a completely different place, you're excited at first. You're like, oh, boom, it's an
yeah,
opportunity. It's gonna be great fun. I'm gonna get to try out new things. But then you're there 3 4 days, and you're like, I don't know if I fuck with this. You start getting a lot of regrets. You don't know if you can actually endure this. You don't really have anybody to talk to.
yeah. But the thing is, as far as friends go or people to know, I don't think it would be hard in Colombia because Colombian people are just like any South American people. They're very warm people. You know, if you treat them with respect and you're laughing and having fun
Easy
with
to
them,
make
they
friends with.
very easy to make friends. Because as I said, you know, like I know my teacher. My teacher introduced me to her cousin. Her cousin, super chill dude. When you're talking to him, he's like, man, you should come here during December. We're having, well, they call it what chicharo now, where basically they put together 50,000 Colombian pesos, bunch of people together. They buy the meat and then just do this whole big ass fucking chicharron party on a street. Somebody's like cooking and like you're partying
On the
and
street?
yeah, on a street, like on their in their neighborhood on a street. They're just having a huge block party basically
Okay.
of like eating chicharron, right? And then, as I said, you would make a lot of friends because you would get introduced to one person that would introduce you to another person, and then they would just keep introducing each other. Like I can't tell you how many times we're out and he was shaking people's hands, giving them hug because he knew these people. You know what I mean?
It's a
So,
much smaller town too over there.
well, I mean, you know, is it though? Like, territory wise, yeah, in comparison, yes, but like population wise, no. You know what I
It's a
mean?
lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking people in
There's a
there.
lot
Yeah.
of people in
Yeah.
Medellin, bro.
And
There's a lot.
they really just have one main road. Like that's all they have is just one main road that goes splits the city in half. That's it. They like the basically think of the highway going through the city. That's it, and everything else is built around it.
Yeah.
Right. So over here, you can count on your one hand how many main roads you have. And probably two hands. You need two hands to count how many main roads we have. Like for example, 66. That's one of the main roads. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean here, yeah, you got a shit ton. Just
Yeah.
going laterally across St. Petersburg, starting from left to right, you can name 10.
10. That's what I'm saying. Like over there, no, it's just one street down the fucking city.
Park Street, Park Boulevard, 49th Street, 66, Gandhi, 4th Street, 34th Street. I mean, you can name a bunch.
9th MLK, that's one of the major streets as well. You know what I mean? 54th Ave, that's a pretty big
38th
yeah.
Avenue. I mean, you can go on and on. You have a shit ton of what we would call main streets.
Yeah.
Right.
But Tyrone, you know, it's another one that cuts across the entire fucking city.
Are you guys gonna be watching the Mike Tyson fight this weekend?
Maybe.
If it's on.
Yeah, if it's on Netflix.
Yeah, if it's on.
It's on Netflix, so everyone can watch it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I catch his drift if it's on. Like, you know what I mean? If not, I'll just catch it on the flip side.
That is kind of cool though. That's on Netflix. I'm hoping you can just go watch it back later, right?
I'm sure
should
you
be able
could,
to.
Yes. So my question with that would be: is it a live event?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's a live event, there's certain shit that is only going to be in the live event that are not going to be in the other
Post
recording.
recorded.
Yeah, they're going to chop it up.
Yeah, I
Makes
don't know.
sense. That makes sense.
It's always good
Especially-
to see the fuck ups.
Yeah, right. And especially like cursing and stuff like that. They're gonna probably try and cut it.
Yeah.
Any
but-
wild moments.
Any fights that break out,
Yeah.
they might hit the quick interruption break.
But going back to what you were saying earlier about Medellin, Miggy, I think like if you don't mind taking risks as a young person in life, I think going out and living in a world on your own might be a good thing.
For
'Cause
me
the
personally,
amount of experience you would
for me
gain.
personally, it would be a good experience to have some type of like job experience down there, but not. It's not a place that
Well,
I
here's the
would
thing.
actively seek to move to just because.
So here's the thing: within a year, you can go there for 3 months on your visa, right? So you can technically make that a 6 months thing, right? Where you would go there at the end of the year, right? Close to like what, October, November, December, come back for the holidays, and then go back again January, February, March, and come back. So that year would be over, and then you would wait for the next year to do it all over again the same way. So 6 months is the most you can really live there, unless you have some sort of documents, like local documents. So, I mean, the most you're looking at is 6 months, really.
I wouldn't see myself ever living there, but I love vacationing. It's fun.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
going there.
vacationing is fun, especially when it's like a hop, skip away. You know what I mean? Like for us anyway. You know, it's not that much of a big trip, but I would say like a good month will show you whether you would want to be in that city or not. A good
I was
month, I
gonna
think that
say
would
it's
be
like the
enough.
Japan for Japan, but it's not.
What would
'Cause
Japan?
the Japan to Japan would be U.S. right?
You would with Japan, I think with Japan, you kind of forced to right away make that decision because when you go into Japan, you're not going there for 4 or 5 days. You're going there for 2 weeks, right? Because there's the period of time that you have to acclimate to the time, number one, and then when you're coming back, you still have to acclimate. So you're kind of going to be there for a longer amount of time, right?
I know some people that just flew over to Thailand, and I wanted to ask them how the flight was and stuff like that. The experience of flying over there.
Yeah. Thailand is again, it's a minimum 7 day trip. Like you gotta go there for minimum 7 days. Because in reality, you would be experiencing Thailand for only really like a solid 3, maybe 4 days if you're lucky. And that's on a 7 day trip, right? So, because the first 3 days you're gonna be groggy and sleep deprived.
Doesn't mean you're not gonna do stuff though.
You will, but you're gonna be groggy. You're not gonna have the same experience. I think. Like I think for you to.
That's the same shit, bro. It's the same shit. Especially when you first get to a vacation, you're all excited and stuff. Pop a Red
Bro,
Bull,
I feel
and you're
like
all good.
yeah, I feel that like that every time I go to Europe, and those first 3 fucking days are dreadful. Like, but as I said, my last trip to Lithuania was about 2 weeks long, and by the end of the trip, I was like, yeah, this is fucking boring as shit. I have nothing to do here.
Let's go home.
Yeah, let's go home.
Yeah, I saw the one thing I hate about some vacations is when you have stuff to do for a whole week, it's fun.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You got a bunch of people and all this shit, right? But when you go for a week and there ain't much to do on the last like 2 days, you're like, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
Once you've done everything there is to do on that cruise or whatever it is, right? You're
Yep.
ready to go home after
Yep.
after 5 6
Yeah, I
days.
think going to Medellin is a solid 4 nights, maybe 5 nights is like
Good.
max.
Yeah.
Max.
I would like to go again, but I feel like my next vacation, like not even thinking about Medellin. I want to go other places. You know, I feel like I haven't seen enough yet to be going back to the places I've already been.
Yeah, no. You need to travel a little bit more. You need
Yeah.
to travel a little bit more to see other places.
I want to see some of the more states. You know what I mean? Like go around here in the
Yeah.
U.S. and see some of the other states. And not necessarily it's going to be more affordable. Not
That-
really, but
Doing that when I was flying pretty frequently from one state to from Florida to different of the states, took me about a year and a half. Where after a year and a half, that's where I was like, all right, I'm burned out. I don't want to see another fucking state again. You know what I mean? Like, but that was like a
that's
pretty.
a lot of traveling.
That is a lot of traveling. Like I was doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
But you end up burning out from traveling for sure. Like just because anywhere you travel, it's like a 1 day. You're losing a day, no matter how you look at it. Half a day going there, half a day coming back. You're losing that. That's gone. Forget it. Right. Experiences after a while, everything starts like you start catching the patterns. It's like the same pattern. It's a different city, different location, but it's the same pattern. You know what I
Are
mean?
some of your like bucket list locations have to do with like certain events or anything like that that go on there? Like for me, example, I want to go to like a one of like the traditional older tracks, like going to something like Monza or Monaco, something like that. For Formula One,
Yeah.
right? Specifically, like, is there any kind of event that ties to a location
What is
for
it?
you? Like, say for example, let's say you wanted to say you're someone that's into EDM, right? And you want to
Yeah.
go to what is it called? Something land,
Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland, right?
Mhm.
Like you want to do that, right? Like that's part of your reason why you want to go to that location. Do you have anything like that?
No, not really. Not anymore.
No.
Because I've done so many fucking events at this point that I'm like, yeah,
I would like to go to Austin just to go to the mothership.
yeah,
That's something there. Um,
yeah. Because I've been to Austin, and like for me to go back to Austin just to see the mothership, if it was the first time, I'd say yes. It's one of those things like, yeah, when you going back there for the first time and you seeing that, that's cool. But then if you're gonna have to go back there simply just to see that, if you've already been, it's like for example, Vegas. Will I go back to Vegas again?
Yes,
I don't know,
you
man.
will. 100%.
Not,
I'll
I'm not,
bet you.
I wouldn't go out of my way.
I'll bet you $2,500 right now.
Why
If you ever
25 so
if you ever
specific?
go back to Vegas, you got to give me 2,500.
No, I'm not saying.
And what if he never goes to Vegas again? You got to give his kids 2,500.
Sure.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is I'm sure in my life I'll go back there, but I wouldn't go back there like this year or next coming year. I don't think I would go back there. It had to be like a big event. It had to be somebody's like, well, I'm fucking getting married or I'm going to this bachelor party here and you need to make it. And like that would be the reason I would go. I wouldn't like out of a blue, let's go to Vegas. You know, like it wouldn't. It
I
wouldn't.
would like to go to Vegas again.
Nah, but see, yours guys is a little bit different than mine. Yours is a little bit different.
No,
Yours is a little different. If that number 3 passed here, I don't think you would care too much.
no, it's not that. It's definitely not just that, bro. Like, come on. I think for me, it was like to me, I saw there was a lot of things to do in Vegas that were pretty interesting to me, and I was like, oh, I'd like to go back and try this or try that and experience it maybe a little differently.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that. I didn't see that for Vegas. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I would
Like-
like to go again.
Like for example, Colorado.
Not anytime soon.
Colorado is one of the states I'd go back to. Canada is one of the other countries I'd go back to again. You know, but that's for different experience. Because I like, for example, skiing. I would go back doing that for
Do
the
you see
same
that
Colorado.
jacket I got?
Yeah, it's badass. I looked at it. Like I would go back to Montreal again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it was really cool. Like the experience was completely different. I would go back there again. But like New York, I've never been to New York City. So the next trip comes up, somebody's going to New York City. I'd be down to go to New York City with them, right? Because I've never really been to New York City.
If you
I've
take me
been to
along,
New
I'll
York
take
City.
pictures.
Huh?
If you take me along, I'll take pictures.
Yeah, I've been.
Just throw Miggy in the suitcase.
Yeah. I've been to New York
Sir,
City,
what
but
is-
only like
what
a
is
half a
this?
day.
What is this? That is my new camera.
Yeah,
That is my new camera. What do you mean, sir? It came.
it's that new Elon Musk robot.
It's
Don't worry about it.
automated,
It's
Advanced
just like
lidar system,
the,
everything.
the camera came with the beaner, sir. Yes, it did. I bought it just like this.
Yeah.
We're at an hour, boys.
What
Yeah.
well, what else city would I want to do? I'm thinking that probably New York City is probably the only cities that would want to do like a solid 3-4 day trip to New
Really,
York
man?
City.
When I went to New York, like nothing crazy about it to me. Like crazy fun. Like it's cool to see once, but if you've already been in like a big city like that with big skyscrapers, you're gonna see the same shit over again.
No, that it would be more like the visiting Bronx for the culinary experience because Bronx is known one of the best culinary experiences in the world, right?
But it's
And then
let me just be honest.
being with
you, Jay.
somebody that's more connected that can get you into different places.
Still though, like let me just be honest with you. It really at the end of the day, to me when I went over there, was just another big city.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And what big city like the food? Did it have the best pizza I've ever tried? Yes. But am I gonna fly to a fucking state for
No,
some
yeah,
pizza? No.
clearly no.
And besides that, like food, I didn't really eat out too much because eating a lot of like the family was cooking because I have a family there. But I didn't find anything like crazy special about New York. Like personally,
I
maybe I need to not go with a group of old people. Maybe that's the thing.
I think next trip I would make to Medellin again would be with a couple, like a couple's trip. I would do that.
But
Not
you're
a
not even a
single
couple.
people. That's the thing. So that would be until that comes around.
Ah, so you're saying next time you go to Medellin, you're gonna have a girl to take with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would probably consider that. You know what I mean? Like that would be like, oh yeah, let's go to Medellin. That would be I won't be as gung ho to go back to Medellin yet.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know where my next vacation is gonna be. I hope it's soon.
I'm not lying, bro. I kind of want to go back to DR. Kind of want to do that resort thing where you don't have to worry about the food, the drinks.
I
You're
love
kind
that
of chilling,
experience.
talking shit. You chilling, talking shit, and like you just enjoying being by the poolside, drinking the cocktails.
But
you
I
know?
don't. I agree with you that I love that experience and that sounds fun. But I don't know if that's necessarily what I want to spend my money on my next vacation.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want my next vacation to be something new.
New, yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, man, El Salvador is starting to become better. With the new president, they're cleaning up El Salvador. And mark my words, within the next couple of years, El Salvador is going to be the next destination.
I don't know.
The next destination area.
I'd like to see fucking Cuba develop some tourism, but
Yeah.
we'll-
El Salvador, Peru is another country I want to go to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Peru is another definitely country I want to go to. But with Peru, you need minimum 7 days. There's no way around it. You need 7 days. Like
After
I've
I
sat
learned,
and counted
after
it.
I
Minimum
learned
7 days.
Portuguese, I'd like to go to Brazil.
Brazil is another one I would want to go to.
But I want to learn first. I want to learn.
I want to go to Brazil with somebody like maybe Yuri. Hey Yuri, if you're watching, maybe Yuri can help us navigate there, or
Yeah.
Benki. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We gotta plan some vacations.
Yeah. Definitely in the next country I go to, I want to find somebody that's like local and willing to go with us. That's gonna like show us around, like where you kind of like skip all the bullshit. Because I don't even know how many times I've done this trip to Medellin. Right, this is the first time I felt like, okay, I kind of know exactly where what is. Like I don't need anyone to show me around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right, let's wrap it up. Thank you anyone for joining us in the chat. I'm not sure if we had anyone in there today, but appreciate anyone who's watching, our supporters, our sponsors. We appreciate you guys. Thank you everyone for coming in. We'll catch you on next week's episode on not next week. Sorry, actually on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday.
2 days.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys in a couple days back in here. See y'all later. Peace.
Peace.